When I first came here, the people, a lot of the foreigners that were coming here because it was the quiet backpacker sort of, slice of Chinese culture, but still with a little bit of Western comforts there. Yangshuo is changing a lot. It's growing really fast.
Just like Simon, around 2,000 foreign visitors come to the little village of Yangshuo every day, searching for nature and a taste of authentic Chinese culture. However, Simon has stayed here in Yangshuo for 7 years. He has witnessed the growth of the ancient town, and the town has granted him new meaning in life. It all happened right here at this little outdoor sports club.
My name is Simon Dilks. Originally I'm from Wellington, New Zealand, and I've been in China for close to 7 years now.
Simon works for Insight Adventure, an outdoor sports club. Located on Yangshuo's most bustling tourist street, West Street, it's one of China's very first rock climbing clubs. Now it has extended its reach to include various organized outdoor trips for biking, kayaking, and even caving.
在03年的时候，我们开始进入户外教育这个行业。那么现在呢，我们公司已经是国内最大的户外教育的这个产品的提供商。我们现在跟中国的所有的国际学校几乎都有合作。我们主要就是将户外教育这个理念然后跟学校的教育结合起来向青少年进行这个那个概念的灌输。
Before coming to China, however, Simon's background was far removed from this exciting world of outdoor adventures.
I'd actually resigned from an earlier job working in London for a large company as an IT manager. And I sort of resigned and decided to go traveling around Asia. And that's how I ended up on my Asian tour and ultimately how I ended up in China.
Although Sai never mentioned the reason he resigned in London, clearly he's not waxing nostalgic for the olden days at all.
Been working in an office for 7 or 8 years with a suit and a tie, and the company laptop and the business and the meetings and the and everything. And I came over here. I was working in the outdoors. I was doing things that are enjoyable. Being in an environment which is a lot more relaxing. And also being part of, like, the biggest thing I would say would be being able to help others enjoy the outdoors as well. They tend to know the dog, they don't know me. Everywhere I go, they're like, "Hey, bye bye," and then they ignore me. He was 3 years old. He was originally bought by someone inside the company, and then my girlfriend took him on and started to take care of him. And so he's my girlfriend's dog. He's not my dog. Okay, take a seat. This is where I teach the first aid course. This is also our apartments, where most of these guys live. Xiaoming is my Chinese counterpart.
Hello. Hi guys.
My Chinese is still not good enough to teach teach this course in Chinese, so he helps me by translating it. In our first aid kits, we carry 3 pain medications.
我们在我们的急救包里面有三种药， 就是对那个疼痛类的止痛药。
The first one is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, or otherwise abbreviated as NSAID. You don't need to know the name of this, but the name you should be familiar with is ibuprofen. I work for Insight, and I also work for another company called Wilderness Medical Associates, who are a fairly large first aid instruction company from North America. We're teaching them first aid qualifications, and so that if in the case that they do have something that goes wrong, that they know they have the knowledge and skills and the confidence to be able to deal with it. And so as part of that course, when they successfully complete it, they actually get a certification that's awarded from them from the American company.
After the students finish their written test for the Wilderness First Aid Instruction course, they're divided into two groups and join the outdoor drill that simulates an accident in a mountain area.
What's the story for this?
Those guys are a WAFA team that just finished their training.
Okay.
And they heard this guy screaming. And they gotta go help him. And then sit down on the ground, be like, oh, my head hurts. And just nonsense. Just you got the worst headache and none of your words make sense. If they take your first set of vitals, your heart rate's 90, your respiratory rate's 30.
After the storyline of the accident has been settled, the students playing the victims start to get dirty. Back in the classroom, the other students are going over the first aid knowledge once again. But unexpected news suddenly arrives.
今天这个取消，然后换一天做，因为他们有个人在山上踩到一根注射器了，然后脚被扎了一下，可能要送医院。对。你说真的假的？真的。今天取消了，或者改一天再做。The cancer. Someone stepped on a syringe at the back of the mountain. This is not a drill. This is real.
Still wondering whether this is a real accident or not, the test takers rush to the scene. Turns out a fake victim has all of a sudden become a real victim.
We'll have to cancel this for the meantime, guys. For the meantime, you can go home and do whatever. I apologise. Yep, serious. We'll play serious.
Well, there isn't actually anything to see. It's just literally I just got it like in there, and it went quite deep. So I like pulled it out.
Simon is the only accredited Wilderness Medical Associates instructor in mainland China. So he's probably the most knowledgeable person about wilderness wounds. But for a situation as dire as this, he decides that the only measure to be taken is to go to the hospital.
Which part was that?
我踩到了。
他踩到了这个针头。
里面有针头。
踩到了这么深。
伤口在哪？
Emergency treatments such as vaccine shots and blood tests have all been administered, and Joe seems quite relaxed now. But Simon can't shake his uneasiness and decides to consult an expert over the phone. Back at the club, Tommy, the boss, is holding a staff meeting. The club is about to have the busiest week of the year, since a large group of clients are arriving the very next day. 3 groups of international students from Shanghai and Beijing are arriving the next day. The company is in charge of the children's outdoor activities, as well as their accommodation and meals. As the company manager, Simon makes sure everything is perfectly taken care of. No detail is too small to be overlooked.
Because we're dealing with students, there's a little bit more detail that's required. For instance, it's not as simple as putting some people into a hotel. It's making sure that they go into the hotel and making sure that the male students and female students are separated, and making sure that the teachers are in good locations to supervise everything. So you can see the level of detail that's required in that. 拿水，偷东西，谢谢。Oh, sorry, that's cold, eh? Oh, sorry, that's cold, eh? Remember, this is just one trip. Right now we have 3 trips that are going on.
Each company staff member will lead a group of around 30 students and take the group out for all kinds of outdoor educational activities. Managing a group of young teenagers is no easy task. Even though Simon isn't leading one of the groups, his job isn't any more relaxing.
I'm useless.
Step into my bag.
Good luck.
Goodbye.
是作为我们这种户外探险公司来说，我们永远的口号都是安全第一。那么呢，赛他以前是做，算是做 IT 的，所以他特别的细心，所以他在安全的管理上面，他是非常细致、非常严格的讲严谨，甚至我可以说严谨的一个人。
When the club leaders are out caving and biking with the children, Simon is fighting at his end of the battlefield. Every minute in the office presents new, unexpected problems he has to deal with.
2 teachers in every group, and there's one person who I don't have one girl that I don't know where she is yet. I've got to call the teacher, but yeah, well, let me call the teacher first because there's one person that's missing and a group number, and she might go into any group. Hey Kat, it's how's it going? I'm probably going to make this a couple of phone calls because I realize that we probably can't do some stuff until I get a little bit more information from you. 你上百块。你还给车票？这是爱山还是爱山村？
爱山村的。
你确定吗？
他是在爱山村。
你确定吗？
我再给他打电话问一下。
Today he gets some bad news. One team has caused a minor road accident.
Just a student, just maybe she was biking and she just I don't know the full story because I haven't heard it firsthand, but all I heard was that somebody was getting off a bus and she was going past and she knocked the person down, and hospitals, police, blah 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 blah. But in the end, like, the student was fine, the girl was fine. Okay, well, tell him that he. What about giving us his bank account? We can put it in his bank for him.
Give the bank's number.
Yeah, we could put it in his bank account for him. I love my job. Do you love your job? I love my job. Sometimes. When it's the most stressful? When things go wrong. When you get like a lunch that doesn't go right, or the bus that doesn't come, or that's when things get stressful, because you can plan as much as you want, and I've done this for 6 years, and planning all this for me is very easy. I don't have to think about it. It just takes me time to actually do the work. But when things go wrong, and then I have like 50 million people asking me about what to do, that's when it's the most stressful time is. There'll be something going wrong now. Oh, that's how he picked it up.
After a busy morning's work, Sai goes out for lunch. Since most of the staff is out, the company kitchen didn't cook today. Once again, he eats the more traditional Guilin food, rice noodles.
It's very cheap and very quick. I don't eat McDonald's or KFC here. I remember Yangshuo used to be a very small town, very Chinese. And now it's getting bigger and bigger, and I don't like KFC and McDonald's moving in here. I don't agree with it.
Over lunch, his friend calls him about Joe's foot injury.
I spoke to the doctor who's in charge of Wilderness Medical Associates as well, and he said that she's got everything that she needs to. Like she got Hep B, a vaccination. She got tetanus. He said that the chance of her getting any bloodborne diseases off that needle are very low, like remarkably low. She's fine. She's been walking around on that foot. She doesn't seem too perturbed by it.
Yangshuo County is a well-known tourist destination within China and abroad. Boasting 1,400 years of history and a population of less than 300,000, it warmly welcomes up to 5 million visitors every year. It's known for being an irresistible attraction to foreign travelers, and many of them even decide to live here for a period of time.
阳朔作为小城市来说，它的消费很便宜，所以很多的老外能够在这里不用去考虑。如果你在上海工作的话，那么你的房租、你的车、你的交通，那么多的压力必须逼着你去考虑钱。那么在阳朔，你不用考虑。
Maybe Tommy is right, but working in a less expensive city doesn't mean the jobs are any less demanding. At least, not for Simon.
I remember last year, I worked for 3 months with 1 day off for the whole 3 months. I find that if I just take out all the free days, then I save loads of money. As long as you work every day, then you save lots and lots of money. So that's the plan.
At 10 o'clock in the evening, Simon finally gets to have dinner with his girlfriend, Samona.
I've been with her a couple of years now. She's Romanian. She works inside the company. The easier when you work in the company so much, it's hard to find people outside the company. So it's very easy to date inside the company. So far it's going really well.
The next morning, Xiaoming and several company staff members who aren't currently leading a team have decided to relax themselves with a bit of rock climbing. The magical karst scenery of Yangshuo is one of the reasons so many tourists are drawn to this area. The heavily eroded limestone offers a spectacular setting, as well as a wide range of hand and footholds. Famous rock climbing mountains include the Egg, Baby Frog, and Moon Hill. Today, they're visiting the Wine Bottle, a nearly vertical rock.
晒很少出来，晒一般属于那种 boss， 喜欢蹲在办公室里面。
When I was working as an IT manager, like I'd wear a suit and tie and company car and laptop and flown around the world. But when I joined this company, I was like, oh, you get to wear like nice clothes and go outside and be in the in the sun and do lots of cool things all the time. So I was like, fantastic, that sounds like awesome. And then like 2 years later, I found myself back in an office.
High five.
Yangshuo has established itself as a premier destination for rock climbing worldwide. Yangshuo has over 300 climbing routes, ranging in difficulty from 5.6 to 5.13. Even beginners can easily find enjoyable routes. There should be no problem for rock climbing enthusiasts to find fellow climbing partners, since the sport is popular all year round in town. However, Simon suggests the best season to visit is in the spring and autumn. Climbers without equipment should drop by one of the many local agencies where they can arrange one or multi-day trips for you.
And try to rifle up. Yes, good. Perfect. Keep going.
Although Simon has been running the company's operational side for years, he was an outdoor tutor in his early years. So, when a team leader called in for sick leave, he immediately stepped up and led a group of 20 children on a caving expedition.
Spread out so you can't touch anybody. This is just going to warm you up. It's a quick energizer. Big star, little star, big star, little star, big star, little star. Feel the pressure. Push it away. So what I want you to do is I want you to follow in a line behind me and do exactly what I do. Okay, any questions? Excellent. Grab your stuff. Oh, look at all the pretty stuff. Wow. Okay, everybody here? Yeah. Eva? Yeah. Okay, keep going. The chances of someone slipping and falling are obviously always there. The same way that someone could slip or fall on the street. Okay, the risk is a little bit greater, but there's no significant places where anybody could fall great distance or really hurt themselves. And if you don't have those places where you fall, then you might never be able to see the places that not many people go to. Permeable means that that water can soak through the stone, sort of like a sponge. If you pour water on the top of a sponge, it soaks through to the bottom. Well, limestone is like this as well. If you pour limestone water in the top of limestone, the water soaks through and comes out the bottom. I worked in London and in New Zealand doing IT. It's not that, depending on I guess who you're working for, it's not that satisfying though. This is more satisfying than working in IT for some big corporate client. Get more value out of this. Get to teach them stuff. You get to teach them about the outdoors and give them new experiences. Tip your head back. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your head back. Head back. Keep your eyes closed. More back. More back. Open the mouth now. Is that better? Yeah, try opening the mouth. Open them. Is that better? On the count of three, we're going to take a photo. This mud's got buffalo poo in it as well. 1, 2, 3. Guys, listen. The bus will not let you on if you are muddy. You need to be clean. Well, I have huge cultural conflicts. I still don't understand the guanxi and the lining people's pockets thing, hongbaos. Can't say that. Rephrase.
我觉得他在这个对中国文化了解这一块呢，他也算是做的比较好的。
他不是很少，他不是那种严格到不是很死板的人，他就是那种你做得好，他就觉得他很欣赏你这个，你做得不好，他也不会去说你这个人怎么面对这我不要你，他会你做得不好，他会教你。
So he's a very good operations manager. If you have an emergency, if you have a problem with the company, he's the person you want there.
I understand that there's a lot of face involved with Chinese people, and sometimes I blunder into it, and I realize that sometimes I make mistakes.
赛，我个人觉得。我觉得他可能并不是那么融洽，或者说并不是容易一个能够很容易接触的一个人，很容易交往的一个人。
To be honest, me and Sai probably don't see eye to eye, but you know. But yeah, he's an essential part of the company, along with 1 or 2 other people who the company could not possibly operate without.
但是在工作上，我觉得他真的是一个非常合格的经理。
When I was young, I had 5-year plans. Like when I was 20, I made a 5-year plan. When I was 25, I was like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and this. However, I've decided now that I'm going to take my life as it comes, live day to day, see what happens over the next 5 years. I've always joked since I've been here that I'll probably be here in China tomorrow. Who knows after that? For 6 years, I've joked that, and I'm still here. So, no plans yet. See what happens.